The title of this talk is called Invisible Threads. I spoke in the last passage that I posted the other day about what's holding everything together. And that subject seems to grow by the day, by the hour. Today I heard of a man that took his own life in a very small community. And I've never met this person. But as things begin to change for all of us, somehow a person you've never met pulls at your heart. Because somehow you realize that there's people that do not have the strength to handle everything that's going on right now. However, that doesn't make them less than you or me or anyone. So I guess what I'm really wanting to talk about is the idea of power. What is the definition of power? Seems to change with each century, each millennium, each year, each day. It's all really the same, isn't it? Because when we throw out time, we're forced to look at humanity. And throughout all time, the great stories, the great songs, the great myths, all somehow bind us to one another as single incarnations walking a road where we don't know what's ahead. And there's a part of us that will always remain invisible, will always remain mysterious, as if we may think we know our family, our best friends, our partners, husbands, wives. We may think we know them to the deep core. And we realize that there will always be that thing that pushes us to some other little place, some invisible place that we don't always talk about. And I sometimes think it is they call it the Doppelgänger, the double of ourselves, that we have two selves. Maybe one that we show publicly, one that we have privately. But I also think that there is that self, the one that is quiet, away from the world, sometimes only shows its face in our dreams, is one that is having a very hard time right now. The inner voice, the inner world, the invisible world, the one that I don't think any news or TV or radio can tell you what the meaning of that is, or why it would be important to your existence. But I think that there is something very powerful in us that leads us beyond the living, beyond what we feel day to day. I talk about this a lot, the idea of the invisible, but always real life is going on, and always people are playing their role. And then one day you decide you don't want to play a role anymore. This is the very dark part of these times, is that we don't know who's going to make it and who isn't. So I come back to the thought, what is holding everything together? What are the threads that bind us to one another, even to a stranger? even to someone that you've never met and you only know one part or one fact, one reality about their life. But that's not their whole life. It's not their whole existence. I want to believe there's a connection much further on than just the ways of the world. And I want to believe that having a relationship with our world inside ourselves is more important now than the outside world, the outer appearance, your public appearance. We're relating to each other through our emotions now. And those emotions are building to a crescendo. And they want a place to relate, to talk, to be. But they need to be honored.